Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a little get ready with me story time kind of jobby. So I'm going to talk about the time that I confronted my bully. So we're going to get on the way back machine, like way back, like 7th grade. And I'm not going to tell you what year it was because I'm not going to date myself like that. I'm not going to do me like that. Get a snack, get a glass of wine, let's talk. So I already did my brows off camera because there's no way that I would be able to do my brows and tell a story at the same time. If you're curious about any of the makeup that I'm wearing in the video today, then I will put it in the description bar because I ain't got time for all that. I got a story to tell. First things first, I had a friend, kind of a friend. We weren't friends for that long. She had stayed over at my house once before, but we were cool. We shared a swimming class together. I'm gonna call her Angie. So me and Angie shared this swimming class together, and at our school, it was a small town, but at our school, the pool was at the high school, and if you were in junior high, which I was in 7th grade and she was in 8th, our class was first period, so we would go to the high school for our first period and then take a bus over to the junior high for the rest of the day. And I guess I should start putting my makeup on. So hard to multitask. So Angie had spent the night at my house once before and we were cool. But for some reason, we drifted apart, and I, to this day, don't know why that is, but we did. Picture the class that we took together was about 20 boys in like 7th and 8th grade and about 3 or 4 girls. So it was a very testosterone-filled class. Plus, our swim coach was like one of those old school, very like Marine drill sergeant-esque coaches that he put the fear in everybody. Like, you don't mess with coach. Like, if he's, first of all, he doesn't talk, he yells at you the whole class. And if you do one thing out of line, you're dropping and doing push-ups or swimming laps, whatever he felt was necessary. And if you slightly back talk, it's just piling on, like 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups, 50 push-ups. So nobody talked back to the coach. So there was a few days where things just started to escalate. Mind you, I was a very introverted, quiet kid. We hadn't lived in that town very long, so I really didn't have any other friends. Like she was one of my only friends at that school. So this girl Angie had started to, I could hear her like whispering and like basically talking shit on the sly to other girls in the class, like in the locker room when we're getting dressed. Angie, we had to ride the bus. Like I said, we had to ride the bus from swim class back to the junior high each day. So on that bus ride, Angie started to mess with me, and it just started to escalate each day, just little things, little whispers, giggles, and then it got to the point where she was actually like poking me, like touching me, pulling a couple hairs, and acting like it was an accident, but you know damn well it wasn't no damn accident. So I told my mom that the girl who I had previously had overnight was fucking with me, that she wouldn't leave me alone. And I was a good kid. I didn't want to get like, I didn't really care about getting in trouble at school because I didn't really care about school. But I did care about getting in trouble with my mom. So I told my mom what was going on, and that she was like, that it was escalating, and she was like poking and prodding, and that she was actually starting to like pinch me and put her hands on me. And my mom said that if that girl touches you again, you have my permission to lay into her. Girl, that is all I needed. That's like green light, go. And I knew that it was gonna happen. She wasn't gonna leave it alone. Now, mind you, I was a small little 7th grader, but I had a brother that was 3 years older than me he was mean. We used to fist fight, like put him up, like I could take a punch, and I got to the point where it's okay, I could take a punch as long as I get one good one in. And I also had taken Taekwondo for about a year or two at my church when I was like really younger, like around 9 or 10. So I wasn't just like clueless on what to do in a situation. I wasn't no Bruce Leroy, but I wasn't no punk. I've been in plenty of fights. I grew up around me, my brother, and then my auntie had 5 kids. So I was the second to youngest out of all of those kids. So I knew how to defend myself enough. Okay, so the day after my mom told me that you have the green light, go, you know, if she messes with you anymore, just lay her out. So I go to my first period class at the pool, and I'm just thinking in my head, like, I'm ready. Like, I dare you, bitch. I dare you. So we played this game in swim class where it was basically like there was a brick, which looking back on it, like, what the fuck? Like, how is that safe to put 20 boys and 3 girls in the pool, split them down the middle, and say, this team has to get the brick to this side of the pool, this team has to get the brick to that side of the pool, and go. So it was like fighting, scratching, whatever, shoving, punching, whatever you got to do to get the brick to the other side of the pool. That's the only rule. That was our class. So we're all like huddled around this brick, just shoving and shoving. And this girl thinks this is the perfect opportunity to jump on my back and try and put me in a chokehold. Man, say no more. I did not need any more. I didn't need pushed anymore. So this girl puts her arm around my neck, and I go like this and elbow her in the gut. And I turn around and I made a fist, and I just right there, just one punch, one good solid punch to the jaw. This girl was so shocked, just dumbstruck, that she was just dumbstruck. And she just looked at me like, and spit blood into the pool. Ugh. And then just starts crying and runs off to the coach. She's saying something to him. I'm just like, oh my God, here it comes. And the coach yells, Heather, out of the pool. And so I get out the pool and I walk over there. I know it's coming. And he's just like, drop and give me 10. And I'm like, but 20. I'm like, fine. So I dropped, did my 20 push-ups, went to school, and this girl, oh my goodness. So she doesn't talk to me on the way back to the junior high. But as soon as we get to the school and I get to my next class, I hear that I'm called to the principal's office. So we go to the principal's office. She's already there waiting. And I start explaining that this girl had been messing with me for days prior. Well, at that point in time, that didn't matter. Kid could bully if you want to bully. But if any type of altercation happens, both kids are suspended for 3 days. So he breaks the news that we're both suspended for 3 days. Now, mind you, I have permission to lay her out, but she really starts bawling then because now her parents are gonna know all about her and her little crimes. And the gag of it all is I didn't get in trouble. Not only did I not get in trouble, I had a 3-day vacation coming my way. So I go home and have my little 3-day vacation, and I got no clue what's going on. This is like, there ain't no social media. There ain't no, like, there was no Facebook for me to know, like, what the tea is, what's going on at the school. So I get back to school like 3 days later. I hear like on the bus, well, not only did the girl drop out of the swimming class, so I just didn't even have to look at her anymore pretty much, but everyone that I was talking to was like, oh my God, we heard what happened. We heard that you broke her jaw and all this and that, like, that I just, like, basically, like, beat her ass, like, beat her down, which is not the case. I did not break her jaw, but that just shows you how, like, stories just get blown out of proportion. So now all of a sudden I got a reputation. The new girl, the new little introvert, is all of a sudden the one not to be messed with. Which, I'm not condoning violence. I'm not saying y'all should, you know, if somebody bullies you, then beat their ass. But in that time, in that place, in that time, I mean, I didn't have no more problems. I actually had some little knuckleheaded girls that were bullies trying to get me to hang out with them, which is not my style. So that was the story. Like, I never really had to deal with that girl no more. She stayed away from me. She avoided me like the plague. And I didn't have no more problems. So that was the time that my bully got her ass beat. Moral of the story is, do not judge a book by its cover. If you see somebody that's quiet and an introvert, that does not mean that they are a punk. Or, moral of the story is, don't be a bully. Am I right? What am I gonna do? I think I want to put, oh yeah. Ooh, I like that one. What y'all think? You like my curlers? All I need is a rolling pin. A frying pan in my hand. One of those big pink fluffy bathrobes.
Get your pot like this. Take it and throw it. You need your skillet with a nice, good balanced weight on it. You understand? And as you throw it, you swat. Throw it and swat. You hear me? Throw it, swat. Venus and Serena. That's called grit ball.
I am really bad at talking and doing stuff at the same time. I got through my whole story and my makeup ain't even close to done. This isn't the type of video I usually do. This is my first little story time. I've been on my own since I was 14 years old. So you put a 14-year-old out there on the streets, there's gonna be stories to tell. Cause I really had little to no guidance when it comes to my teenage years. If y'all wanna hear more stories, like when I hopped a train, or yeah, I got all kind of stories. If you like my video and you want to see more, you want some more story times, I got more in me. Then hit that subscription button, or click on that, subscribe, or hit the notification bell down below so you get notified every time that I post. And come back and see me. Bye guys.